Good evening and thanks for joining us. By the end of next week, Catholics around the world should have a new pope. The date of the conclave, the secret voting process of the cardinals, has finally been decided. They'll be locked into the Sistine Chapel on Tuesday and won't emerge from Vatican City until 2/3 of them agree on who should take over. Our Paul Johnson is in Rome tonight. Paul?
Well, now that the issue of when has been settled, the big question hanging over Vatican City and parishes around the world right now is who. Depending on who you talk to, there are between a half dozen and a dozen cardinals who are in the running. And of course, the big story for Canada this time is there's a Canadian among them. The media interest has been relentless, which is perhaps why Toronto's Thomas Cardinal Collins delivered this confused response to an Italian reporter who was asking whether we'd hear the conclave date today. But by late afternoon, they finally agreed to start Tuesday. There will be a Mass in the morning in St. Peter's, and then the 115 voting cardinals will file into the Sistine Chapel to begin the process of choosing a new leader for the world's 1.2 billion Catholics. Canada's Marc Cardinal Ouellet is on the short list of top contenders. But Vatican observers believe that the race is wide open, with at least 6 favorites and many more possible choices. In advance of the historic meeting, women were sewing seat covers and tablecloths to be used during the conclave. Workers have been preparing the Sistine Chapel all week as the cardinals deliberate under Michelangelo's famous frescoes. They'll be sealed off from the world, with special measures taken to ensure nothing leaks out from the top secret votes and discussions. On the outside, Catholic dissidents who are demanding that the cardinals take steps towards radical reforms. Here, a group calling for the ordination of women as priests.
We're saying we have every right to be there. We're supporting other women who are being ordained in secret. So from their point of view, they can say we're dissident, but we don't see ourselves as dissident.
According to church law, any baptized Catholic man can be chosen pope, but it will almost certainly be one of these men in the red caps.
Paul, I know there's no deadline and how long this takes is said to be in the hands of God, but what's the speculation on the timeline?
Well, you know, if you go back in history here, and it is a long history, they have run at varying lengths. But most of the conclaves in modern times have run between 2 and 5 days. And most experts here say they expect this one will stick to that time frame too. Meaning, like what you said earlier, we may very well know who the next pope is by this time next week. Donna?
Okay, Paul Johnson in Rome tonight. Thank you, Paul.